Hello and welcome to the second week of Season 2 of ARL F2. We are here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, and we are at the home, of course, of Formula 1, of the sport we know and love. It's feeder series here, of course, for this race, which is always a pleasure to drive. Great circuit as well for close wheel-to-wheel action. Well, last week was very entertaining indeed, and, well, certainly for Pluto, who has double the points of second place in the championship, with Pluto on 40 and Warman with 20. Expilo took both fastest laps last week, but only has 16 points to his name after, well, very, very poor start to the season by his standards. A dreadful start in the feature race last week, and, well, it didn't help that collisions in the sprint forced him to the back. Well, we have a battle for pole here, and FRA LMG, who, believe it or not, raced in SRC yesterday, goes very well, no matter the car, no matter the condition, but he spun around just as I was giving him a lot of praise there, but it seems to be Bennett that's in the lead here at Club. And now the final corner awaits. Will he take pole position? Yes, he will. Well done to Bennett, who takes 4 points to his championship tally and pole position in the Carlin there. Whereas his teammate Pluto can only manage 7th place. Wow, that's an interesting start immediately here at Silverstone. And, well, stay tuned then for the feature race. Here are the qualifying results. Bennett didn't bin it and took pole position. Expilo joins him on the front row, missing out by a 10th. Warman in 3rd place, where he seems to find himself, third, second on the grid. Does very well to keep it consistent. Matty Moon in 4th place on the second row. Gogglesaw 5th. Had Communist, Pluto, Rundle, the CJ are all very close. Rossi will start 10th out of Rickson, Aaron Ocon and Raptor, who set a very, very poor time there, close to 2 minutes, must have been around somewhere. LMG with no time recorded, and then Boca and Thrasher. Well, a big bottle there from LMG, to put it very simply, and has work to do. Well, we are going to have 2 dry races, and that means less to worry about in terms of pushing to the absolute maximum. Look at that. Clear blue sky. Almost reminds me... Sorry, that's the audio. Almost reminds me of the recent days here in the UK. It has been absolute non-stop sun. And I don't really understand it, considering it was snowing a couple of weeks ago. But hey-ho, that's Britain. And here in the virtual world, doesn't look too different to what's outside right now. I can't open my curtains because I wouldn't be able to see the screen, but no doubt about it, this should be good. A lot of drivers in this series refer to this as the best series in the league, and understandably so, because the racing is just, it's pure, it's different, and everyone likes it. We'll have a formation lap before 15 laps. And here are the strategies. Only one person opting for the softs, and that is Gogglesaw in the HWA Race Lab car. Communist getting a, disqualification immediately, tangling with Rundle and Rickson as well, who I don't think has actually got off the line. So, interesting one there. Nonetheless, Bennett on pole position. Just have a quick run through the point standings, and, well, obviously, like I said earlier, it's Pluto ahead of Warman, 40 and 20 points for those two respectively. But in 3rd place is Bennett. So, Pluto's progress is likely going to be very, very quick through the field, let's be honest. But if he can hold this win today, there's no doubt that, well, he'll be looking at the rest of the season, and certainly from the sprint onwards, going, why not give it a go? Or why not challenge for the title? Same with LMG. I mean, he's on 18 points. He took a very good feature race result. Obviously, had that little fastest lap battle at the end of the last sprint, but he's on 18 points as well. The same applies to all of these follow-up drivers, effectively. Spilo, 16 points. He's always a championship contender, but it's whether he can execute it. Two races beating Pluto, ideally. We have Gogglesor on 14 and Rundle as well. Matty Mumu 10 on 10 points, and then Boca and Rickson round off the top 10 with 6 and 3. And, well, it is great to say as well that all 16 drivers actually on the team chart have shown up, which is actually really great to see, because that's 16 devoted drivers. And thank you to everyone that's currently tuned into the stream. Hopefully it'll be an entertaining one, and I hope everyone is having a good day. And Bennett there, our leader, pulls up into the pole position grid slot, as we'll have the 5 red lights very, very shortly for the third race of the season. It's round 2 of the British Grand Prix, however. They're revving it up now. First gear engaged. Oh, Gogglesaurus jump started. He started on the softs as well. There's a poor start for drivers in the background as we've got a stationary car of Rickson. But Gogglesaur takes the lead after jump starting. And, well, that's very, very bizarre indeed. That might cause something. It might disqualify him immediately. We'll see. Pluto ahead of Communist already at the start. Matty ahead of Expelo. So, poor start for him. We've got a car around. It's Aaron Ocon here at the back, now in 15th place. Rickson has been disqualified. Interesting to see if it does cause anything. Gogglesaur has a second lead, but will have to serve a driver. Who's that on the fourth off in the background? That gave me serious Kimi Raikkonen vibes from that crash. But it's LMG ahead of Thrasher up into 12th place. Half a lap down, and some dust being kicked up there as Boca side by side with Rossi. I think we have Expelo side by side with Matty Mumu, his high-tech teammate, and he gets through there. Rossi and Boca still wheel to wheel here on the exit of Cops. It's ART versus Campos, and ahead goes the Campos into a points-paying position here on that one. Well, Gogglesaur would like to use up these softs, ideally try and build as big as a gap as possible. Obviously a drive-through is a very, very serious punishment, especially around Silverstone, but that's what you get. We have Raptor around on the exit of Chapel and onto the hangar straight, struggling to get it going there, but Gogglesaur has chosen to come in on this lap. He did have the clear air in front, so I guess either or. He'll have clean air by the end of this drive-through as well. Who's that going wide? That is Rundle, really wide there as CJ Pants puts Communist under pressure. Gets a nice run through turn 1 and 2. Certainly turn 2. Will he go down the inside? No, just has to change his line there. And around the outside comes LSJ Rundle. Can he get it done on CJ Pants? There's 3 McLaren drivers here in the league. 6th, 7th, 7th and 8th. Another one overtaking another one. It's Pluto ahead of Matty right now. And Matty ahead of Pluto by the end of the Wellington straight. LMG ahead of CJ Pants. Another McLaren driver. Yeah, just to put that into perspective for you there. I'm not joking, that's genuinely the case. Here's LMG going for a move on Mr. Boca around the outside at Woodcote. And wow, can he hold on? Boca, will he back off? No, we'll keep it down the inside. There's a bit of contact there as LMG is forced wise, and a spin as Boca is around and off into the barrier. Back to the fight for the lead. The DRS not yet engaged, but VRT Werman, 3/10 behind, a really good position for the next lap. So is Pluto, and the top 5 are all going to be in this train currently. But here's Rundle having a great battle with Communist. These two looking to seal the deal in the Tier 3 Constructors Championship very, very soon. Rundle already the Tier 3 champion. That wasn't confirmed last week, but he comes into his first... Actually, no, he raced Tier 2, didn't he? But another race with that title. Expilo with the fastest lap. Werman taking a lot of inside curb for turn 1. And again, drivers struggling to pick their lines for overtaking it. Rickson disqualified. Mr. Boker in the pit lane. Got a lot of work to do. Might consider retiring. But Werman with a storming exit. And up into the lead he goes. Bennett still following closely. Expilo has no DRS. But Bennett tries to pull out to the left-hand side. Can he get it done for P2? The pole sitter. Will he lose 2 positions in the matter of 2 corners? Expilo still around the outside, but Bennett positions his car really, really well. And Matty, touching with his teammate. And Pluto's around. The championship leader has got himself into a half spin. Protects it from damage. But, well, it's well saved, but he's now down to 10th. Bad mistake by his standards. LMG looking for a move on Communist has made a really good progression these first 3 laps of the race. There's no doubt that that will continue. DRS for LMG, but Bennett coming back at Werman. Just touching there. It's all 4 in a line. LMG has got past Communist. Will any moves be made here? Bennett pulls out, but no. Oh, they've all backed up into each other, and there might be some front wing damage. I don't think I saw any. I think they might be okay. But Werman has a 1 second lead as the 3 behind have got themselves into a tangle. Now, can Werman control the pace? Gogglesaw with the fastest lap. He's still out there on the soft tyres. CJ and Communist and Pluto as well involved. I just flick away there. My apologies, but Communist. Oh, wow. Kept that committed. CJ now just slipstreaming and watching on as Pluto brakes late. Goes around the outside. It will set him up nicely for the inside of the next corner. And Pluto here at Luffield. CJ up the inside as well, looking to be left space as the Tier 4 McLaren driver versus Tier 3 McLaren driver and Tier 1 McLaren driver. It's just turned into a really, really good fight, and Communist Gogglesaw on LMG, who's had a spin, and he's got off into the barrier at the exit of Luffield as well. So that's 2 drivers that have done that now. Both Tier 1 McLaren teammates. It feels like I mention that every lap, but, well, got to find some interesting facts somewhere as Bennett makes a little bit of contact with Expilo, who goes back around the outside. He's going to be forced really wide here. There's no other option, really. Communist switching back on his UNI Virtuosi teammate. Can Communist make it work around the outsides on board with CJ Pants? And there you have it. Well, let's continue our focus out front with Werman still leading, almost a third of the way through the race. It's Bennett and Expilo in second and third. Matty is still holding on nicely to P4, got no pressure from behind, and just follow his teammate, who's still trying to get past Bennett. It's a nice run out of Brooklands. Up close to the back of Bennett. He uses all of the curb on the exit there as past the old pit building, crossing the old start-finish line. Should be Expilo's move down the hangar straight as the DRS detection point has been passed, and confirmation there that the DRS will be open before you know it. Bennett goes wide and he's around. Oh, it's a third major spin and a reset to track as well. He's in deep trouble for that one. And Rossi goes up into 5th. But Pluto looking to take that back now down the inside. Rossi holds it nice and wide around the outside, just keeping ahead of Pluto there. Make it very unpredictable for him. Nicely defended. Speedo with the fastest lap now, so he'll individually be trying to pile the pressure on Warman, but with Matty just behind, there'll be no harm in trying to force it into a high-tech 1-2 potentially. Pluto gets a good run, again out of turn 2, just has a lot of pace in sector 1. And look at that, well executed, just to find a bit of time on the exit. And with the DRS engaged again for Pluto, this should be his move. Down the inside he goes then, into Brooklands, and the Carlin gets past the ART, and there's no question it'll be his corner into Luffield. Always important to have the move done before Luffield, because there is a higher risk of a collision in there. Very hard to judge a car's width sometimes, actually, so always is important. And CJ, can he get past GSR Thrasher? Well, they're wheel to wheel here. He's left space, and CJ gets through. Very nicely worked between the two of them to prevent a collision. On lap 6 here, LMG is onto soft tyres. I bet this is a cheeky fastest lap attempt before retiring, is my bet. But remember, these guys all have to go on soft tyres and can try and beat that. So, might not be totally accurate. Thrasher runs really wide, comes back onto the track very, very sharply. And CJ, the outside of Vale, oh my days, wheel banging a lot between the two of them. Oh, and CJ just moves, puts Thrasher off a little bit there while making a move. Aaron Ocon up the inside as well. Charus versus Trident versus UNI Virtuosi. The three of them separated by nothing, but look at the run Aaron Ocon's got. Now he's taken the slipstream from Thrasher, who's already overtaken CJ. And can Aaron Ocon get 2 in 1? But Thrasher's trying to hold it around the outside. Still wheel to wheel with Aaron Ocon. There's contact, but Thrasher corrects the car nicely, and battle resumes on the exit. Thrasher again down the inside at Cops. Just squeezes Aaron Ocon slightly off track. He's already got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. That shouldn't really give you one on regular, and around goes CJ Pants at Maggots. Rather hefty spin there, and one that puts him well off the back of the points paying positions. Bennett, one that's trying to make up lost positions, this time on Communist. Aaron Ocon and Thrasher, still going at it and pushing Thrasher through there to start lap 8. Laps ticking by very, very quickly. No room for error, as we've proved so much in this race already. Aaron Ocon down the inside, which goes in deep, and Thrasher this time sending up the inside. Car's width left by Aaron Ocon, but still behind, and Aaron Ocon has the DRS as well. So, not going to be making a move this time around, but let's have a look at the top 3. Expedo's done really, really well to close that gap down to Warman. And have we got Rossi off? We do. It's another spinner at Luffield. He's around again, though. And down to 10th place, 11th place. He'll be disappointed to see the last of the points positions go. He was in a good position for a good sprint race start as well. You've got to keep that in mind. At the moment, it's Aaron Ocon, but actually with the penalty, Thrasher has reverse grid pole. We'll be starting lap 9 shortly. The hard runners will be thinking about pit stops very, very soon, and that is when the race gets interesting. Who has the better pace on the softs, and who can do the distance? Warman surely starting to feel the pressure. 6 tenths is the gap between him and second place at Spilo, and see under braking. Quick change of direction, and Pluto is ahead of Rundle actually, just as we watched that. But Pluto, oh, Warman's off. Warman's around. Oh my, that's what, a 4th spin at Luffield? And the race leader is off again. Does anyone want to be in the lead of this race? Well, Pluto will be about 9 seconds off it if he overtakes Rundle here. They're side by side. Yep, Pluto does the right thing and backs out. And that is how to prevent a spin. And he'll also pick up the DRS for this straight as well, as the flap opens now. It's a high-tech 1-2 out in front, but it's Carlin versus Dams for P3. And who would have thought that on lap 1? Rundle pits and speeds. It's a costly 5-second penalty. And Pluto will probably spot that and know that Rundle will lose 5 seconds anyway. So this in-lap potentially is not going to be as important. On board with Nikita Mazepin. Matty Moo. Deliberate insult. I'm joking. Matty's a great driver. Other soft runners, hard runners, sorry, I should say, switching to the soft tyres include Thrasher, Bennett and CJ Pants. They are all in. LMG by himself back there. Probably doing a drive till the tyres explode or so in challenge. He does have the fastest lap by about 9 tenths of a second. We may see one of the high techs in this lap. Both with the length of the pit stops will simply damage Matty's race. So if he has the life in the tyres, he can go one more and not necessarily have to think about an undercut from Pluto, because he's 8 seconds back. Gaining 8 seconds in a lap will be nothing short of incredible. Expilo into the pits. Can he get it slowed down? Yes, he does. And that is important. Matty continues on for another lap. So does Pluto, actually. So short distance on the softs may be more effective. That'll be something I'd be interesting to learn after the race. Maybe watching it back with others. Something I did last week actually, and yeah, it was really interesting to just get that second perspective, and actually does help with the commentary a bit, because I kind of get to learn a bit more about, you know, what the driver perspective could be. You know, usually it's just an assumption, and then I kind of get to learn, and yeah, it's interesting. But Expilo into the pits. Werman, Communist, Rundle, Rossi, Aaron Ocon and Raptor into the pits. Raptor's had a quiet one since his first spin, but he's persevering. It's good to see. 2 DNFs. Well, 1 DNF and 1 disqualification. Both Camposes. On board with Matty Moo. Surely his tyres. Very, very worn now. Degradation always feels very high in the F2 cars, especially when you've got quite short races like this. We're trying to push on every lap. Aaron Ocon and Thrasher actually going at it. Exit of the Wellington straight. No overtake to be completed. Who do we have in? We have Matty Mumu in. He doesn't speed. But Aaron Ocon gets a good exit. Touches the back of Thrasher. He'll make his presence known into Copse Corner though. Still got the slipstream. Will he pull out? No, he won't. He won't try to make that move there. But Matty and Pluto are into the pits. And let's see the extent of Expelo's lead. He may set a fastest lap here as well. On the next one, actually, because this is an outlap. He's still pushing very hard. The next lap should be no different. Matty Mumu exiting the pit lane there. Could be very easy. It's uphill, cold tyres. Gets it out well though. And here's Rundle. Remember, he's in this fight with Pluto. Does have a 5-second penalty, and that would cover Pluto and Warman, who will be able to get in front of him. If that is not, of course, able to be removed. We're on board with Thrasher. Now watching Aaron Ocon lead this train with Bennett at the rear of it. Bennett getting up to 8th would mean he's on for a reverse grid pole. And, well, he started this race on pole. Still points on the cards. Very important points no matter how many it is. But he knows he could have got more. Nasty mistake to make there under pressure. He's coming up to the corner now where it all started to go wrong for him. Thrasher gets a poor run though, and this would mean a cutback. Well, Thrasher's basically done the same thing, just at a lesser speed, so Bennett will feel a bit happier about that one. Was that Expelo setting the fastest lap? It was 39.8 now. And LMG's actually put on a new set of softs and is going for it again. Well, you won't get points outside the top 10, but it's stopping 2 for a rival. So, win-win. Well, lose-win. Win-lose. There you go. Here comes Pluto. He's caught up to Rundle and he's going to go around the outside here. Ooh, Rundle runs wide. They bang wheels coming through Brooklands. But through goes Pluto on the inside of Luffield. We've got a corner nail for a second there. How disgusting. Anyway, lap 13 of 15. LMG with the time penalty. And Warman's out. Warman has retired. Let me just get that yellow flag up for you. And yeah, Warman has gone off again at the exit of Luffield, and that is the first DNF from it. Absolutely huge as Warman is having a really, really good race. But he went off once, and he's gone off for a second time, and that is confirmed retirement. Actually, no, he's just... Has he just retired it on track, and then... He spun, and then retired it on track? Okay, well, didn't need to do that. Oh, LMG is having a nightmare back here. Anyway, 2 laps to go. Expelo leads by 7 seconds. What a huge win this could prove to be. Pluto won both races, of course, in Austria last week. And taking potentially 27 points from the Britain feature is absolutely massive to confirm that he is in a title fight. So it's worth looking. Oh, Rundle! Oh, Rundle is off, and another victim of Silverstone. Who knew? Communist goes up into 4th place, and Gogglesaw coming through as well. He's fought back to 5th from a jump start in this race. This could have been a mega race for him. Think of it. How much did he lose through a drive-through? What, 25 seconds? Yeah, this would have been a great race. This would have been an epic race. With Gogglesaw up there involved. Rundle's still trying to fight it. He has a 5-second penalty, of course. Bennett on reverse pole at the moment. We're on the final lap here. And I was just going to have a look at kind of the live championship. Just to see how things were rolling. Gogglesaw, well, he won't mind considering Rundle has a 5-second penalty. But yeah, Pluto after this will be up to 55. Expilo, well, with 27 to his name. That will put him on 43. So 12 points behind after being 24. Very, very crucial. And those points, with the right scenario, can also be made up in the sprint. So, it's all to play for as Expilo, now in the final sector, has a huge lead of 8 seconds. Pluto's been pushing Matty all the way, it seems, by closing that gap. But when nobody else could stay on the track, this guy's found a way to stay on it, as LMG probably doesn't want to do another lap. But will still be classified anyway. And around the final corner comes Expilo to win his home race. And it's going to be a Britain, Russia. Pluto 3rd, Matty 2nd, and Communist in 4th place. A mega result for him. Up to 14 points in the championship already as Communist. Got 54 last season. Gogglesaw takes 5th place out of Rundle with a 5-second penalty. Then it's Bennett and Aaron Ocon who actually switch positions there at the death. So I missed that. LMG has opted for some wet tyres. He has finished the race though. Then comes CJ Pants and Raptor. Rossi taking the final point just behind Thrasher. And, well, that was okay. Sprint race always has an element of chaos, so can't wait for that one. Aaron Ocon will have reverse grid pole. So, should be fun. Should be fun. He's looking forward to it. And so will we. High-Tech 1-2 then. As crucial results in the team standings as well. And we're chasing Carlin by a lot. After the first round. But very, very quickly they've closed that gap and keep the pressure on. Here are the results then for the feature race at Silverstone. Expilo takes the race win ahead of Matty, Pluto and Communist just off the podium there. Then comes Gogglesaw, Rundle and Bennett. And Ocon, Thrasher and Rossi complete the top 10. Then it's CJ, Raptor, LMG, Warman, who didn't make the flag, nor did Boca. Retires the other lap 1. And Rickson didn't get off the line. So, that's the feature. Those are the points obtained so far from the race. An overcast sprint race. Oh, I've got a snotty nose. Oh. I'm probably going to sneeze at any moment that I don't realise it. I've suddenly developed a cold over 15 laps. Oh. That's not nice. Ah. I had a headache this morning. I was like, oh, I want to commentate F2. Yeah. But we're all good. Hopefully. "10 seconds until formation lap number 2 of the sprint race, of course. Having, of course, on the hard tyres for an 11-lap sprint race. Rickson back in the session, of course. Everyone starting from scratch in this one. With Aaron Ocon having nobody in front of him. That's a great sight. Oh, something's going on back here. Are we having a rolling start on the old grid? Warman's off. Down in 14th place and an awful lot to make up. Same with LMG in 13th. Expilo from 8th, of course. Matty from 7th and Pluto from 6th. So, let's just wait and see. Aaron Ocon then is got to move on. Wait, what? How's Boca got there? No idea how that's occurred, but Aaron Ocon was having a field day. Out in front, as we wait for the rest of the grid. Rundle will be the next car to line up. Then comes Bennett, and very swiftly the rest of the pack. Five red lights coming on again for the second race of the evening. The fourth race of the season at round 2 here in Silverstone. Revs are on, first gear engaged, and we are underway. It's Bennett this time with a drive through and a jump start. Absolutely shambolic. Aaron Ocon leads into turn 1 then for now, head of Rundle. Then comes Communist looking for a move, and Pluto is up to net 4th, and then Matty, Goggle and Expilo. Then comes Thrasher, CJ, and 2x2 through there. At times, Pluto has got a good exit on Communist, who runs wide. They want to keep him behind, but actually knows he can't do too much about it. Matty Mumu down the inside of Communist. The opportunity came, he took it. And Gogglesaw will be next in line to overtake Communist. But in fact, it's the other way round as Communist overtakes Matty Mumu back. And whoa, they're all going like 4 into 1 in there for a moment. And Goggle 7th, Expilo in 8th. They're forming their own little train as Pluto's ahead of Rundle. They're going to be fighting it side by side through Maggots and Beckett's of all corners. And back through goes Rundle, leaving the car's width on the exit to Pluto, and this is incredible. Side by side, Rundle just giving that squeeze to Pluto, almost too much there. And can Pluto holds it all the way around the outside. It will turn into the inside line for the chicane, of course, so he controls the corner. But Rundle comes straight back around the outside. And Pluto switchbacks again into the final corner. But Rundle off the track. Pluto, probably a finger wag. All this is allowing Aaron Ocon to build nearly a 2-second lead. Wide goes Rundle. Switchback for Pluto. This time it turns into the outside for turn 4. Then onto 5. Will keep his nose in around the outside. Will try to turn it into a small switchback. Matty watching on a front row seat. But here comes Pluto and Rundle. Again, crap camera angles externally. Oh, and around goes Rundle. He's saved by Pluto. Matty goes through into third. Communist around the outside. Oh my. Expilo fighting Goggle for P7. And while all this is going on, LMG flies through into 7th. Wow. But Expilo switches back. LMG in too hot. I'm struggling to keep up with what's going on. LMG versus Goggle saw a little bit of contact. Goggle had the corner. He stays in front. Boca on LMG now as well. Breathe. Expilo on Communist. It's been shown the inside line into Stowe, and it's nicely slowed down, and the corner is made with precision as well. Bennett leads by 7/10, but must serve a drive-through on this lap. Fastest lap anyway. Still going out there. Now Matty sets it, but Pluto, maybe if there was another couple of laps in that feature race, we would have saw the first episode of this battle. But we have it for real now. Matty versus Pluto at the start of this sprint. Down the inside goes Pluto. It was late. It's a late move. Still opportunity. Carries a lot of speed into Lovefield. And a good exit as well. A spin in the feature has not put this guy off. Going at his full pace. And Pluto, oh, that's quite far off the track. He still has the corner though. And through goes Pluto into third place. Will become second by the end of this lap. LMG on Goggle saw Expilo on Rundle. Someone's happened. I don't know who it is. Raptor. Why didn't I say that before? Aaron Ocon takes the lead of this British Grand Prix sprint race. How long can it last? Let's see. Pluto was actually re-overtaken by Matty Mumu. And that means we are still not finished with this battle. 1.8 seconds Aaron Ocon leads by. He's driven so well, Aaron so far. He's just got to avoid a penalty. He's just got to keep going how he is. Acknowledge that those tyres do have to go the distance. Just got to keep them running at a consistent pace. So my advice that you can't hear is. And Pluto, here he goes down the inside again of Matty Mumu, who will try to cut back. Wider approach. Tighter mid-corner though is always the aim. Warman sets the fastest lap. He's gone on to softs. I might call this just a race for fastest lap by himself there. And Gogglesaw and Rundle. Goggle getting the better exit out of those two. Same with Rossi. Mr. Boker. Mr. Boker taking the slipstream from Communist, which means he can fight back around the outside at Cop's Corner. Rossi backs out of that one. Here goes Matty again. These two having a proper fight, and I love it. This might turn into a switchback, using third gear there just to get the rotation on the apex. Rundle as well, fighting with Gogglesaw. And these two will be neck and neck into the chicane with the HWA on the inside, the dams on the outside. Oh, just about holds it. Gogglesaw losing 2 positions to 2 dams. Rickson on Thrasher as well. Well, we know that Aaron Ocon is a great appreciator of Pluto. You know, sees him as a great racer and kind of someone he looks up to in a way. It's a joke, but you know, he likes to admit that as well. It's actually quite, I can't think of the word. But that aside, look at this. Rossi creating a 3-car effect through there as Communist runs wide. Rossi's got the exit for P9 here. Remember, P8 and above score points, going from 1 to 15. Here we go. DRS as Aaron Ocon. Well, that's a few weaves. That's plenty of weaves now. He's got a train behind him. Pluto, Matty and Expilo. And this could get really, really tasty. Because with no disrespect to Aaron Ocon, the aspect of getting around him will be very fascinating. Because they waste too much time. They'll be overtaken by the cars behind. Aaron Ocon versus Pluto, the battle we all want to see. Abu Dhabi Sprint last season. But it's Matty down the inside of Pluto. Here he goes. This could take P2 in this race. But Aaron Ocon's run wide. Pluto still on the inside of turn 4. And he's got the lead. Can he get the traction on Aaron Ocon? They're side by side. And Aaron Ocon, look at him. He's hanging it there. He's still going. But Pluto with the DRS will just edge in front into Brooklands. Takes a nice wide line though, Aaron. Oh, it could have been the switchback of the century. Didn't quite pull it off though. He's still fighting. There's a racer in him. There always has been. And I found the word I was looking for earlier. Wholesome. Top 10 wholesome moments. Anyway. Rundle and Goggle. Let me guess. Is this through Cop's Corner? You bet it is. These two still fighting it out so hard for P6. And no matter what position it is, a fight is also always appreciated. And always so good to watch in F2. Oh, that's Thrasher sideways. He's heading for the wall. He's kept it out of it. Might have come together with CJ, who's gone off the track as well. Rossi takes P9. Rundle back around the outside for P6. And Rundle, well, takes a super tight approach to that corner. Certainly preventing a switchback. Ooh, a little bit of oversteer from the wheel spin on the exit. And through goes Gogglesaw. Back up into P6. Expilo now putting pressure under Aaron Ocon. Will he get it done quickly? Will certainly be wise to wait for the DRS. Expilo rooted behind Aaron Ocon in the meantime. Further back, we've just got 2 trains forming at the minute. We have the top 5 And Goggle leading this mini fight as well of Rundle. Then it's Rossi, Boca, and Communist having their fight. And behind, you can see, is Rickson, who's not been mentioned much, was not going anywhere in the feature race, but was returned for the sprint. Aaron Ocon. Oh, they do touch. Oh, wow. Quite expecting that. Aaron Ocon elbows out here, and Expilo is not going to hang around. Down the inside he goes, late braking on Aaron Ocon, who will still fight it around the outside, and back up the inside. Oh, but a poor exit. Keeps him stranded in P3, but he's hit the sausage curb as well, and this soon could turn into P4 as LMG just giving him a nudge through turn 1. Matty following up closely as well. Oh, LMG switches late down the inside. Oh, what a move if this gets pulled off. Turn 4 is next. And he's completed that with incredible aggression. We have a yellow flag. I think it's Raptor. LMG on Aaron Ocon. Giving a good fight back into Brooklands. Now Matty Moo Moo. Oh, it's not really a cart's whip there, Aaron. As Matty just runs wide there slightly. And Goggle and Rundle. Again, hard to ignore. And I'm so sorry if I'm not picking up enough of this. Because this is an incredible battle that deserves a bit of airtime. So here they go. Into Cops. Again, contact between the two of them. They're putting out every trick in the book to keep each other behind. But come the DRS straights, it's just not working. And that is what causes these incredible side-by-side moments into the high-speed corners. Rundles around! And that battle is over. as soon as I start to show it, really. 3 laps to go when Pluto crosses the line. And Matty still trying to find a way past Aaron Ocon. And now it's Boca and Goggle. Down the inside at turn 3. Most out of breath. Here comes Boca again. Our first DNF of the sprint is Warman, but down the inside goes the Campos of Mr. Boca. And fighting back is Gogglesaw. Oh, Boca just running a bit wide there, carrying a bit too much speed. Rossi in 8th place now. That's a point on the board as it stands. Rickson. Sorry, I will blow my nose after this race. Matty around the outside of Aaron Ocon. Is it for real this time? I think we've got someone off. I think it's Rundle. Yeah, it is. It's gone from bad to worse for him. Has Matty finally got it done? Yes, he has. But this fight is not over. Expilo is still in DRS range. On lap 10 of 11 of this feature race. Feature race? Sprint race. Good one. I'm losing my mind. Raptor is just up ahead, and well, he could actually be giving DRS to Pluto. So Expilo will be a little bit angry. Maybe. Because his chances of potentially taking this race win are reduced just with a click of the DRS for Pluto. So let's see, will he be close enough? No, he doesn't have DRS. So advantage Expilo for the straight line speed down the straight. Now how much can he gain? Because there's 2 DRS straights waiting for him on the final lap to make a move. And Rick's in his head, a communist. Oh! Oh, wow. He's collected that. Talk about overspeed. Expilo with the fastest lap on the penultimate lap. Raptor lets these two through. Maybe has car issue. Might have been a puncture. It wasn't by the looks of it. 10-second time penalty, which won't affect him if he tries to remove it, but wrong penalty nonetheless. Here we go. Expilo 5 tenths behind so far. It closes to 4 into the braking zone. And this increases his chances of an overtake into Stowe. Pluto will do everything to keep out the slipstream in a fair manner. It just ticks below 4 tenths going into Cop's corner as Expilo uses all of the track available without picking up a warning or penalty. Of course, who's that off there? It's CJ Pants, just taking a tour of Silverstone. Will Expilo do it? He can only get it down to 2 tenths, and that could well be that for Pluto. It was not plain sailing in the feature. And third was certainly not a result he would have wanted. But this time, he does get one over on his rival Expilo and wins the sprint race by 3 tenths of a second. Another fastest lap and 2 valuable points again for Expilo gain there. Earned, I should say. That means Pluto can only pull 1 point away in the championship there, and in essence the gap is a lot smaller than it was before. As we head into the third week, the third round of the season, we're in Italy, Monza. Well, yeah, it wasn't particularly great last season, but we recovered from there for F2. It's been great ever since. Looking forward to that round. Thanks everyone for watching that did. It is really appreciated. And I will show the results. And a great comeback for LMG. Gives him the Game's Driver of the Day award. No doubt about it. It was great. And here's the podium then. Pluto takes his third victory in 4 races this season, with Expilo and LMG joining him on the podium. The champagne is sprayed. And it concludes another great hour of F2 racing. It's been a fantastic 60 minutes once more. And be back next week for Italy. Anyway, let's take a final peek at the results. And the points totals. Provisional points totals, of course. But here you go. Pluto, Expilo, LMG. The top 3 had a Matty, Aaron Ocon, who gave it a great fight. in 5th. Gogglesor 6th, they had Boca, Rossi, and Communist. And Rickson takes 10th spot, and I had a Bennett, Thrasher, Raptor a lap down, CJ a lap down. Is my controller not working? It is working, I just can't scroll. I can scroll down. Never mind. Then it's Rundle. And Wyman are only DNF. And again, here are the feature race results. And the points totals from the weekend. So, overall, Expedia gains 11 points on Pluto as we head to Monza. Thank you everyone for watching again, and we'll see you next week. Bye.